Have you ever wondered if getting a speeding ticket would land you with a criminal record? Well, don't worry. You're not going to end up behind bars, but you will have to follow certain rules so that you don't commit an offence. So let's start with what happens when you get caught speeding. When you get caught, the registered vehicle owner will receive something called a Notice of Intended Prosecution. That's an NIP in the post. The NIP comes with a document to be returned to the police and gives the owner a chance to report someone else driving the vehicle at the time, including their contact information. If you weren't driving, you have to name who was. It's important to note that the NIP must be received by the vehicle keeper within 14 days of the alleged speeding offence. If it isn't, the police can no longer prosecute you and no further action can be taken. But if they issued it within the correct time frame and it's late because of the DVLA, this won't stand. If you're stopped by a police car for speeding, the police officer can choose to give you a verbal notice of intended prosecution instead. Once the police have identified the person who is speeding, they'll send them a fixed penalty notice. This is a correct name for the speeding fine, which will be sent to the offending driver after the registered vehicle owner responds to the notice of intended prosecution. So, here's the big question. Is a speeding ticket a criminal offence? The answer is no, not as long as it's dealt with on time. If you pay the fixed penalty notice and accept the penalty points, then you won't be given a criminal record. But if you ignore the fixed penalty notice, it can result in prosecution and a criminal record. It's also important to note that some driving offences are considered a criminal offence and can result in criminal conviction and record. However, speeding on its own is unlikely to result in a criminal conviction. You simply have to pay the speeding ticket and accept the penalty points to avoid prosecution. If you're wondering how much it's going to cost you, speeding fines are calculated based on your weekly income and how much you were over the speed limit. The fines classified by different bands from A to F, with band B and A typically resulting in a fine between 25% and 75% of your weekly income, while band F can be as much as 700% of your weekly income. But there are caps on the amount that you can be fined. So on a motorway, the most that you can be fined is £2,500, and on other roads, the most you can be fined is £1,000. The only way to avoid a speeding ticket is to obey road rules and keep below the speed limit. But we've all gone over the speed limit without realising, especially if driving a different car or driving on roads that we're a bit unfamiliar with. Technologies have become so good though at keeping us on track on the roads. Some satellite navigation systems can alert us when we reach or go over the limit, so we can instantly reduce our speed and get back within the limit. A speeding ticket won't become a criminal offence or conviction if it's dealt with. As long as a fixed penalty notice is accepted and paid, you won't get a criminal record. Your speeding ticket could escalate to more serious consequences if you ignore the fixed penalty notice and fail to pay. So, it's always best to pay your ticket and avoid any further complications. And if you're still unsure and you want a professional opinion, then it may be worth chatting to an online solicitor like JustAnswer. They've got a £5 trial where you can dig a bit deeper and ask as many questions as you want in their online chat service. I'll leave a link below this video, and if you use it, then you'll be supporting Thrifty Family, so thank you.